건강에 관한 기사 세 번째 기사입니다. Sick of the never-ending illness. Sick of the never-ending illness. When most people ditched the mask, they were exposed to a variety of ailments. These days, the background music of my life is a chorus of coughing and sneezing. At work, colleagues complain of scratchy throat and put illness emojis next to their names on Slack. At home, my daughter returns from daycare with a backpack full of construction paper scraps and more open than not a runny nose. No matter how much my husband and I wash our hands and hers, the germs inevitably get passed on to our baby and then to us. Sometimes it seems like there's barely a break before another illness hit. Whether or not you have kids, it can feel as though you are stuck in a cycle, never-ending illness this time of year. Particularly since the pandemic, it may appear as if you and your family are sick more often and that your colds are more severe and the cough lasts longer. To some extent, this simple mass COVID now add to the number of infectious diseases that were already spreading every virus season, said Dr. Heather Ann, founding director of Boston University's Center for Emerging Infectious Disease Policy and Research. In addition to the flu and the RSV, there are more than 200 viruses that cause cold-like symptoms, including enteroviruses, rhinovirus, parainfluenza virus, and the common cold, the coronavirus, that are cousins of the virus that cause COVID. As far as experts can tell, these viruses haven't changed to become more severe, but one reason they could feel more intense now is because our bodies have forgotten how to fight them off, Dr. B said. The precaution we all took to reduce the transmission of COVID in the early days of the pandemic also slowed the spread of these other viruses, Dr. B said. So when people began ditching their masks and mingling more, they were exposed to a variety of illnesses again. Last year, the flu, RSV, and the COVID all surged together in triple-demic. Earlier this year, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention noted that cases of strep throat were on the rise, and the norovirus, which can cause fevers and vomiting, is also back along with the regular old colds. Unfortunately, immunity to many of the viruses that make people sick doesn't last very long, said Dr. L., chief of the infectious disease and epidemiology at UT Health Houston and the Memorial Hermann. That means that your body has a sort of immunity debt to catch up on. If your immune dated back to strains that were in circulation 3 or 4 years ago, you are needing to pay back, Dr. O said. Once your body relearns how to create antibodies against a particular virus, you will probably experience milder symptoms and recover faster if exposed again, Dr. O said. COVID has also made us far more attuned to when we are sick, experts said. It feels like a bigger deal now when someone shows up to work or school with a hacking cough. Pre-COVID, you'd blow your nose and grumble a little bit, but you didn't talk about it quite as much, said Dr. W., a professor of preventive medicine at the Vanderbilt at the University School of Medicine. Paying close attention to respiratory symptoms may also make it seem like that we are sick for longer, said Dr. D., a pediatrician at the University of Michigan Health CS at the Mott Children's Hospital. But the 2013 review of common respiratory infection in children found that the time it takes for illness to resolve has always been staggering. It can take 15 days to clear a common cold, or 25 days for a cough to go away in most cases. Adults can also what doctors call a post-viral cough that lasts for 3 weeks or more after the symptoms go away. My own husband has had a post-viral cough for 4 weeks, Dr. L said, and in some cases, it's possible to develop a secondary infection in your sinuses, ears, or throat that makes it seem like one illness is running into another. It really stinks to be sick back to back, Dr. L said, but what's really reassuring to us as doctors is that even if you have a day or two or week break, that means it's separate virus. There are also steps that can curb at least some infection, Dr. L said, such as getting vaccinated against RSV if you are eligible, making sure you are up to date on flu and the COVID shot, and applying other lessons from the pandemic, like staying in home when you are sick and wearing a mask on airplanes. For parents like me, with young children carrying every kind of germ imaginable, Dr. L said, there's reason to hope we won't keep getting sick often. As children grow up, they are a lot less likely to cough in your face and a lot more likely to wash their hands without a fight. Sick of the never-ending illness. When most people ditched the mask, they were exposed to a variety of ailments. 따뜻하게 살아도 얘기하려구만.